The little wolf could only sleep on the dirty haystack every night, and upon waking, he had to rush non-stop to gather wood and fruit. Any slowness would earn him punishment from his mother. Although the little wolf lived a very hard life, his face was still filled with smiles. Because even though his mother was very strict and often hit and scolded him, he faintly remembered that her embrace was very warm. So as long as he could stay by his mother's side, he was very content. But today, his mother was planning to sell him. Outside the cave, a female beastman in a green leather jacket was aggressive. Jia Li, where's your cub? I've already brought the food. Hurry up and hand him over. And I, who had just crossed over upon hearing the name Jia Li, my brain instantly shut down. Wasn't she the vicious female supporting character in the original book? She abandoned her husband and child to grovel for the male lead, but in the end gained nothing, and met her end freezing to death in the deep mountains. Jia Li, are you playing dumb? The woman, not getting a response for a while, grew a bit anxious, her voice sharpening. Didn't you say you'd trade the cub for food? I've already brought the food. Do you want to go back on your word? Can't I? I deliberately retorted to buy time, while recalling the plot. What kind of joke are you making? You can't just call off the trade. Besides me, Lin Guoguo, who else would trade with you? The woman calling herself Lin Guoguo looked arrogant, then suddenly thought of something and chuckled lightly. I forgot to mention. Your useless beast husband is back at the high priest's place. His stomach was pierced by prey, and he's probably about to die now. Hunting, high priest, beast husband near death. These keywords entered my mind, and I finally remembered the plot point. This was during the tribe's hunting season. The original owner's beast husband was severely injured while out hunting, and was being treated by the high priest. It was also here that the original owner met the male lead of the story, a strong and handsome beastman, and then began her own tragic and vicious life. After realizing the plot point, I quickly got up and hurried toward the high priest's place. My cheap beast husband couldn't die just yet. This book had a very troublesome setting. Beastmen formed a bond with each other, and if one died, the other would suffer a backlash from the broken bond. Although the wood type ability I gained after crossing over was still very weak, it was definitely more effective than herbal medicine. I had just left the cave and hadn't run far when I saw the little cub hiding in the grass, wiping away tears. He was holding a large handful of wood fruit in both hands, tears streaming down continuously. I wanted to step forward and explain, but I was worried it wouldn't be clear in a short time. The original owner had left too deep a shadow on the little cub. Saving the beast husband came first. There would be plenty of time to pamper the little cub later. Arriving at a spacious and luxurious cave entrance, a hunchback old man was pounding something in a jar, and behind him lay a beastman covered in herbal medicine. That should be my beast husband. I was just about to say something. Priest, please save him, when a voice suddenly sounded at the cave entrance. A tall, handsome beastman ran in, carrying a female. This is a lone female I encountered during the hunt. She was severely injured. The bear beastman placed the girl in front of the old man, looking at the familiar little white dress on the girl. I knew right away that this pair before me must be the male and female leads of our sect. The priest was busy saving people. I went ahead and carried that green giant covered in herbs back. Not gonna lie, it was pretty heavy. By the time we returned to the cave, it was already evening. As soon as I entered, I saw the little cub curled up in the corner, a pair of small eyes glowing green, staring at me without blinking. Mom, I've been very good, waiting for you all along, he said, carefully offering a handful of wood fruits. But his own stomach was growling. You picked one and put it in your mouth, signaling the little wolf to eat too. The little wolf didn't dare to move, afraid that Mom would think he was wasting food and abandon him again. This kid was terrified of the original owner to the bone, it seems. It won't change back anytime soon. I sighed and reached out to pat the little wolf's head. At first, the little wolf was still resistant, closing his eyes and trembling all over. After a while, realizing I was just petting him, he slowly opened his eyes. Eat up, Mom won't hit you anymore and definitely won't sell you. The little wolf blinked, nodding both happily and puzzled, then carefully chewed on the wood fruit. Before the little cub could think too much, I scooped him up onto the stone bed, climbing onto the bed myself, carrying that cheap beast husband all the way, plus constantly channeling my special ability to him. I was already exhausted. The little cub stayed dumbfounded in my arms, snuggling close. Mom's embrace is so warm. He really wanted to squeeze in closer, but was afraid of waking his mother. He was unbearably sleepy, yet didn't dare close his eyes, afraid that tomorrow, upon waking, he would still be sleeping in the haystack. His mother's gentle embrace was just a dream. The little cub just watched his mother like this until deep into the night, finally unable to hold on any longer. His eyelids shut. The nights in the beast world are very cold. The next day upon waking, I was lucky not to have caught a cold. I didn't know who had wrapped me and the cub up tightly. Turning my head to look, I was Startled, the giant gray-black wolf lay on the ground, occupying 2/3 of the cave, and I was holding the cub lying on its belly. Was it my cheap beast husband? Just as I was full of confusion, the giant wolf began to awaken. Just in case, I held the cub and ran toward the cave entrance. The moment I stepped out of the cave, the giant wolf's roar followed. Luckily, the cave entrance wasn't large and the giant wolf got stuck on the stone wall. Unable to move, the giant wolf's eyes became even more vividly crimson, its mouth wide open, panting heavily, its eyes fixed intently on me and the cub, sitting fallen on the ground. My heart was filled with lingering fear. Luckily, I remembered the plot from the book. When a beastman is severely injured and forced into beast form by the cold, they fall into a frenzied state. The giant wolf's roar attracted the high priest. The priest took his staff and struck the giant wolf's head 3 times, gesticulating wildly while muttering incantations as if performing a shamanic dance. But it was very effective. The giant wolf stopped moving, slowly shrank, and finally transformed into a human, collapsing to the ground with a thud. I didn't dare get too close until the priest called me. In the past, the priest had sent the little cub away, telling him to go pick mumu fruit. He was dying. His abilities had already begun to crumble, his beastification uncontrollable. The herbs could only keep him barely alive, the priest said, handing me a few packets of herbs. Looking at my beast husband lying peacefully on the stone bed and covered in medicinal paste, my feelings were complicated. The little cub was about to lose his father after the high priest left. I ultimately decided to use the little remaining wood element supernatural power within me to nourish my beast husband as repayment for last night's kindness. The rest was up to fate. After finishing everything, the little cub still hadn't returned home. My stomach was already growling with hunger, so I decided to go to the river to catch fish, so when the little cub returned home, we could have mumu fruit boiled fish. The small river wasn't far from the cave, just about a 10-minute walk. On the way, I found something good: false bayberries, also known as paper mulberry fruit. They taste sweet and sour, have medicinal value, but eating too many makes your mouth hurt. They're just for satisfying cravings at most. After picking some paper mulberry fruit, I began gathering branches to make a fish trap. Before I even reached the river, I spotted an old acquaintance, Bai Chi, the male lead of the story. Seeing me, Bai Chi seemed very flustered, his face flushed red, clearly having done something shameful. "Don't speak," Bai Chi panikedly growled in a low voice, his eyes involuntarily darting backward. Seeing him like this, I grew even more curious. Ignoring his attempts to stop me, I looked behind him. Good heavens, the male lead gets to enjoy something this good under the sunlight. The young girl's skin was like jade and fat, her ink-black hair casually. Her hair was loosely draped over her waist. Good grief, so he was peeping. Did I accidentally stumble into the male and female lead storyline? Suddenly, a thought popped into my head, and I immediately pointed at Bai Chi and shouted, "How dare you spy on a female beast bathing? Someone, come quick, there's a perverted beast here, hurry." A string of accusations flew out of my mouth. The female lead, Yin Zhaoer, hearing the shouts, quickly hid underwater. Bai Chi was completely stunned by my barrage of scolding and could only flee with a red face. He was actually just passing by, saw Yin Zhaoer bathing, and was originally about to leave. But then he ran into me. He hadn't even had time to explain before I started yelling. After Bai Chi left, Yin Zhaoer came ashore and swiftly changed her clothes, just worn beast hide garments. Yet somehow the female lead made them look fresh and elegant. "Young lady, are you all right?" I hurried forward, pretending to be concerned. I remember from the book that the female lead's golden finger is a space with supplies, living creatures, seasonings, books, almost everything one could need, and she can even shop in the system mall as long as I build a good relationship with the female lead. Won't I just soar in this backward beast world? Thank you, I'm fine. Yin Zhaoer's eyes held gratitude. After all, this person had just helped chase away the peeper, a lone beast. You should usually be careful about safety. Where's your male beast? Why isn't he with you? I put on a show of looking around. I don't have one yet. Yin Zhaoer didn't really know how to say it. I understand. Girl, you are. Isn't it not yet time to choose a beast husband? I put on a look of sudden realization. You, a beast, are too dangerous, so? Later, if you want to come out, just call me to accompany you. How can this be? No need, no need. Yin Zhaoer quickly waved her hands in refusal. She insisted on acting alone, not wanting to expose her identity as a time traveler. I pretended not to hear her refusal and tossed a wooden stick to Yin Zhaoer. Actually, water beasts can be eaten. You can use this to catch them. After saying that, I jumped into the river. Yin Zhaoer was still wondering what a water beast was when she saw me throw a fish to her. Next came the second one, the third one, because the people in the tribe don't eat fish. Disliking the fishy smell, fishing was still Relatively simple. After throwing a few more fish onto the bank, I slowly walked downstream. For one thing, the original body didn't know much. It's been a long time since I last bathed and I always feel itchy all over. Secondly, to give the female lead space to invoke the system, I scrub off a layer of grime from my body, and over at Yinjiao's side, movement begins. A wisp of black smoke from cooking fire slowly drifts upward, accompanied by waves of roasted fish aroma on the arched pile of fire. Several golden fish are roasting. Yinjiao sits to the side, every now and then striking a pose. It's really too enticing. If not for my sanity still holding on, I would definitely pounce over right away, thinking fine. I think of the right words and slowly approach, yet unexpectedly, dark shadows inexplicably appear near the roasted fish, and one by one, the fish disappear right under my eyes, while Yinjiao on the side hasn't even noticed. Girl, there's a thief, I can't bear it anymore, and roar at the surroundings in the blink of an eye. Except for the last one in Yinjiao's hand, they're all gone. She worked so hard roasting them, adding precious seasonings. And you have to know she doesn't have much seasoning left in her space either. Yinjiao's hand clenches, creaking. Nothing has gone smoothly today. That dark shadow also knows it's been discovered. No more pretending. Directly targeting the last roasted fish in Yinjiao's hand, it's too hungry. And most importantly, it has never eaten something so delicious and satisfying. It takes a bite of the fish, and the two seize this moment to clearly see the shadow's appearance. It's a small child looking about 4 or 5 years old, half human body, half snake tail, face all dirty, with some snake scales, staring with a pair of golden pupils. Little thief, which beast's family are you from? I reach out and grab the little kid's neck. Let go, the little kid. The child's eyes were glaring bright red. This prince is not someone you can touch. This prince? Isn't this the orc world? How come a prince has arrived? Wait, I suddenly remember some fragmented things. The orc world actually has levels, the most. From the low tribe to the village, then to the city, and finally to the imperial dynasty. The female protagonist in the book was separated due to tribal conflict and war, and by a strange coincidence, ended up in a village where the civilization directly advanced a degree, entering the Iron Age. Possessing basic culture, knowing how to domesticate food, and some basic life skills, that circle was larger. It was also at that time that Yinjiao met Nanner Yunlin, the son of the Beast King from the imperial dynasty. Yunlin is a snake beastman because a witch cast a curse on him. Yunlin turned into a half-beastman appearance. The described appearance is almost exactly the same as the current little kids, the only difference probably being age. The Yunlin that Yinjiao met had the appearance of a grown man. Quick release. Open up, prince, or you'll be sorry. The little brat struggled desperately, and in a moment of my distraction, a set of sharp teeth chomped down. Intense pain shot through my hand, and I instinctively let go. The little brat hit the ground and scrambled desperately into the grass, trying to escape, but didn't succeed. I reached back, grabbed the tail he left outside, dragged him back, and gave him a hard knock on the head. With that hit, the little brat froze completely, his expression both aggrieved and haughty. Very good, you've got guts, daring to hit this prince. Prince Yunlin, swear by my reputation. When I grow up, I will definitely not let you off. I'll teach you to grow up. I raised my hand and gave him another knock. This kid really is Yunlin, that fool who values face above all else, arrogant, pompous, and conceited. Although I don't know why he's become like this. But the simple grilled fish I intended to eat has now all gone into his stomach. And he even dares to boast about taking revenge on me. Just watch, I'll beat you to death. I was just about to continue teaching this kid a lesson when messy footsteps sounded from behind. Very chaotic. More than one person. Right here, I saw Jia Li and that new female beastman steal the beast fire. A sharp, acrid female voice, tinged with a petty, sinister energy, carried over from not far away. I turned around. The leader was a pockmarked female beastman, followed by a large group of beastmen. What a coincidence. The protagonist's face-lapping plot has arrived. Originally, the female protagonist drilling wood to make fire shocked all the beastmen, causing them to kneel and worship, shouting that the beast god had descended and they had presumptuously stolen beast fire. Take them to the priest. As soon as Sparrow finished speaking, the beastmen swarmed forward, not giving Hidden Grace and me any chance to explain. The two of us were quickly tied up tightly and escorted towards the priest's cave entrance. Because Cloud Forest was a young beast, he was let go. The old priest was currently nestled in his cave, quietly grinding herbs. Priest, they stole the beast fire. Sparrow was the first to step forward and accuse us before the old priest. We did not. Hidden Grace broke free from her bonds to refute, helping me up as well. I remained silent, quietly waiting for the female lead to put these people in their place. Nonsense. All the beastmen present saw it. The surrounding beastmen all nodded in agreement as witnesses. The old priest's murky eyes turned towards us, waiting for an explanation from the two before Hidden Grace could say anything. Sparrow snorted with disdain. What? Can't explain it. Not only did you steal the beast fire, you actually left it by the river. It's simply blasphemy. Priest, they should be locked in the Black Cave to seek the beast god's forgiveness. As soon as Sparrow finished speaking, several beastmen began to approach with ill intent, waiting only for the old priest's agreement to seize the beasts. Sister, are we done for? I tried my best to put on a look of utter despair. Who dares? Hidden Grace's gaze was open and unwavering. Do you know why I have the beast fire? It was bestowed upon me by the beast god. He sent me to lead you all toward prosperity. Hidden Grace's words were firm and resonant, posing as the beast god's agent. But only I knew her hands behind her back were trembling. Shake. But the effect is remarkable. Most orcs have begun to feel fear when facing Yin Zhaoer. Who would believe what you're saying? If you have the ability, show proof. Qiu Xiaoxiao naturally refused to back down. Proof Yin Zhao really did have it. As a die-hard fan of Bai, handling daily life was a piece of cake. Yin Zhao stared straight at Qiu Xiaoxiao. If you want proof, fine. The beast god told me how to produce beast fire. But you must help me find things according to my requirements. I agree. Before Qiu Xiaoxiao could say anything, the old priest answered first. He had lived a long time, a powerful existence like beast fire. He had only seen among higher-level beast tribes. For a tribe like theirs, they could only wait for heaven's gift. The things Yin Zhao instructed them to gather were also simple: dry grass, sticks, and half a withered tree trunk. In no time, the orcs had gathered them all, under the watchful eyes of everyone. Yin Zhao performed the act of drilling wood to make fire. Seeing the flame flicker, the beasts widened their eyes in disbelief, all looking toward the old priest. I, mixed among them, blinked, my big eyes wildly, acting my heart out. Yin Zhao turned back to continue confronting the old priest. The old priest lowered his head in consideration, then leaned close to the slowly burning flame beside him and said, "Send her to the black hole for 3 days, and let the beast god determine the truth." What? I meant Yin Zhao's gaze, my small head filled with big confusion. Black hole definitely didn't sound like anything good. Just as I saw the orcs receiving their orders and approaching. Wait, just as I was about to resign myself to fate, Yin Zhao spoke up. I carry the beast gods. The gift has come, and you still dare to offend me? The beast god will give you unimaginable punishment. High priest, do you want the tribe to suffer a catastrophic disaster? Yin Zhao spoke gravely, each word carrying weight, making the approaching beastmen begin to hesitate. High priest, are you sure? Yin Zhao questioned again. Suddenly, thunder exploded in the sky. The beast god is showing his might. The beast god is showing his might. I shouted at the top of my lungs from behind. Seeing this, the beastmen all knelt and bowed to Yin Zhao. Beast god, calm your anger. Beast god, calm your anger. The beastmen chanted in unison. They were already thoroughly intimidated by Yin Zhao. Now, besides the old priest and Yin Zhao who were standing, everyone else was kneeling. Time passed minute by minute. The old priest finally shifted his gaze and gave a slight bow to Yin Zhao. Yin Zhaoer gave a slight nod, signaling the beastmen to rise. The rising beastmen were not idle. They successively took out food to offer to Yin Zhao, just to appease the beast god's anger. In no time, a pile of food was stacked at Yin Zhao's feet, but she gave most of it to me. She felt she had implicated me. I happily returned to my own cave with the harvest. First sorting the food, a large pile of unknown meat jerky, a handful of red leafy vegetables, some fruits, plus the fish caught by the river. Perfect. After organizing almost everything, I was also ready to start a fire and cook. Oh my god, right at that moment, I noticed something was off. Where was my adorable furry little cub? Outside, the rain was pattering down. The cub had been sent away by the priest to pick wood fruits, and it was. Now I haven't returned home either. I stopped caring, draped a beast skin over my head, and rushed out of the cave entrance, following the direction the little one last left, walking and shouting all the way until my voice grew hoarse. Yet I never heard any movement. This made me especially anxious, but a voice deep in my heart told me I must calm down. After searching continuously to no avail, I arrived beside a huge ancient tree, reached out to channel my special ability into the ancient tree, forming a link, attempting to obtain information. This was a taxing task, especially since my wood element ability was still very weak. On the steep slope below, the little one was curled up in a deep pit because of the rain. The pit was slowly filling with water, trying to submerge him. The little one stared at the small exit, eyes numb. He really was a useless beast cub. No wonder mom didn't like him. Would he die? Would mom be sad after he died? Probably not. She didn't like him. The little One hung his head low, tears plopping down drop by drop. Mom wouldn't like him. But he really liked Mom. Mom's embrace was very warm. The water level rose, gradually flooding up to his mouth and nose. A familiar yet strange sense of suffocation filled his mind. The little one swallowed several mouthfuls of water in a row, instinctively closed his eyes to resist, but this wasn't something closing his eyes could solve. An icy chill spread throughout his body. The little one's consciousness grew increasingly unclear. Barring any surprises, he should return to the beast god's embrace. Found him, I hurried as fast as I could, stumbling and falling several times along the way, and finally found him. I reached out my hand and said, "Road, grab on, Mom." Consciousness returned. The little cub stared blankly at me above. The me before its eyes was too wretched. Body wet and muddy, covered in grass, for some reason. The little cub felt the mom before its eyes seemed a bit different. Hurry up, don't just stand there. Getting home was a big project, especially since the little cub, once fished out, directly collapsed from exhaustion in my arms. In the end, I could only carry the person back step by step. By the time we returned to the cave, it was very late. I placed the cub on the stone bed, tittied up, then lit a fire, dried the clothes, and prepared a bowl of fish soup. This day could be considered complete. The fish soup only had a bit of salt added. It was very fishy, very unpleasant to drink, but I was already used to all kinds of unpalatable food. As long as it was edible, it was fine. I gulped it down in one go, had a few more fruits. I was rarely this comfortable, then prepared some to force feed to the beast husband and the cub, just enough so they wouldn't starve. The beast husband looked like he wouldn't wake up today, but his breathing was still quite steady, alive or dead unknown. The little cub beside him was a bit more troublesome. Not knowing how long it had been in the pit, plus getting rained on and soaked, it came out with a high fever and fainted directly. Now its body temperature was frighteningly hot. I had no solution now, but fortunately this was the beast world. Wood element powers were very active here, holding the hands of the two beasts, recovering a little and transferring a little, just hoping it would be of some use. This approach led to me waking up the next day, unfortunately falling ill. The family of three all became patients. I forced myself up despite the discomfort, got out of bed, didn't make it, and collapsed halfway onto the greenish beast husband. A close face-to-face encounter, just the kind where eyes meet eyes, noses meet noses, mouths meet mouths. Coincidentally, he also touched the beast husband's firm chest, very hard, very safe. My spirit soared, which was quite awkward. My mouth was stained with herbs. Fortunately, the person didn't wake up, and it's unclear who took advantage of whom. I got up again, this time. He was much more cautious. With a dizzy head and dragging weak legs, I fed the two beasts, ate a little myself, then took some dried meat and walked toward the old priest's cave entrance. I demanded it. Not long after I left, the beast husband's hand on the stone bed seemed to twitch a couple of times. On the way, I walked dizzily, as if I had drunk fake liquor, to be precise. From my perspective, the road was dancing, swaying left and right. I walked with difficulty, staggering. My foot slipped and I tumbled and rolled, bumping into a soft cushion, heaven and earth spinning around. Feng King was just a wandering beastman who came to this tribe wanting to join it, to find a beautiful female beast to partner with for a lifetime. Having wandered too long, she wanted a home, but suddenly a female fell out on the road, fainting right in front of her. What does she want to covet her beauty? Thinking of herself, Feng King, a dignified and beautiful peacock tribe member, not to mention status, her looks are top tier. And the female lying before her now, not exactly ugly, but completely not her type. The thought of possibly spending a lifetime with this female in front of her made Feng King suddenly feel a heart-wrenching pain, shaking me frantically. Female, I have nothing, I did nothing. You can't falsely accuse a beast like this. Feng King's people are having a hard time. My stomach churned violently. I couldn't hold back and vomited all over Feng King. Damn it. Feng King jumped back, keeping far away from me. Her beautiful clothes, you've gone too far. Feng King glared with her beautiful phoenix eyes, the corners slightly red. I couldn't hear clearly, couldn't see clearly, had no support, and choked again. Suddenly, Feng King's fur bristled about to speak. I fell to the ground, and right behind her was a female beastman. Meeting Feng King's eyes, I saw the female beastman's eyes widen. Feng King wanted to explain, but as she approached, the female beastman became even more terrified, covered her head, frantically retreated, and shouted, "Beast killing, there's a stray beast in the tribe. Jia Li is dead." The scream pierced the sky. When I woke up, it was noon. The familiar priest's cave, the familiar old priest, and the familiar lines, "You're awake." The old priest looked at me. I got up. This fainting spell made me feel much better mentally, but my mind hadn't caught up yet. I nodded numbly. "Is there anything uncomfortable?" "No." I shook my head, then suddenly remembered I had a sick one at home. and continued, "Priest, I need medicinal herbs. My cub fell ill from the rain." My expression was sincere. But the old priest refused. "I cannot grant your request. Medicinal herbs are scarce. He can only give them to tribe beastmen who have contributed to the tribe. And precious females, for beastmen like this who cannot survive the laws of nature. Death is the only end." The old priest. The elder priest's words struck my heart coldly and directly. "Why?" I retorted. "Because contributing orcs battle with beasts every day. Their situation is dangerous, but they need this to bring vitality to the tribe. And the precious female, she is the source of life." The elder priest looked at her. His eyes filled with piety and hope for the tribe. I opened my mouth but couldn't speak. I actually really wanted to say that the young are also the hope of the future. But this is the beast world. Compared to present warmth and fullness, future hope is less important. It's better to have warmth and fullness now. Could it be that elusive future one should starve to death? I was very annoyed and got up to leave. Since I couldn't get the medicinal herbs, then there was no need for me to stay here. I bowed to the elder priest, intending to leave and make other plans. The elder priest nodded to show he understood. After I had taken a few steps, the elder priest then added, "That rogue beastman who assaulted you is in the tribe square. Since you're awake, his judgment should be decided by you." The rogue beastman who assaulted me. My steps faltered slightly and I racked my brains to remember before I lost consciousness because I couldn't see the path clearly. I fell onto a beast and vomited all over the place. Social death, a huge misunderstanding. My eyelids twitched and I quickly exited the cave entrance to search for the tribe square the elder priest mentioned. I didn't know the location of the tribe square, but since it's called a square, I walked round and round in the tribe and finally found the so-called tribe square at the very end. The tribal square is a large flat area with a massive stone pillar in the center, engraved with dense, tadpole-like characters. The stone pillar is dark brown all around, carrying a strong scent of blood, unsurprisingly. This place is perennially irrigated with blood. It really doesn't look like a square, it looks like an altar. As soon as I arrived, I saw a large crowd of beastmen gathered in the center. The beastmen, seeing me approach, tacitly made way, allowing me to see clearly what was at the very center. There, pinned down, was a beastman dressed in a dazzling array of colors with a feathered crown on his head. Yet he still looked quite handsome. His eyes were filled with tears on the verge of falling. His red lips slightly parted. Seeing me arrive, his gaze was full of resentment. Like a pitiful little thing who had been abandoned, I always felt. This beast before me looked somewhat familiar. "Xiali, what do you think we should do?" I stopped, and a male beastman came over to ask, "Harming a female beastman is a great crime, even if the female before us is not a good beast. You unreasonable beasts, this is slander, and you, female, just because I'm good looking, you can't slander me either." Fenking hurriedly spoke up. To defend himself, he was so wronged. The female beast before him was truly no good. Let him go. I was silent for a long while. "It's all a misunderstanding." "How can that be? She harmed you." A female beastman in the crowd spoke up to dissuade me. "It's a misunderstanding." "How is this a misunderstanding? I saw it with my own eyes. Or have you taken a fancy to her?" The female beastman looked suspiciously at Fenking kneeling on the ground. "No, I don't like you, female." Fenking was about to cry. He was just passing by. What was all this? "You all let me go quickly. Otherwise hand her over to me. I know what to do." I can't be bothered with Fenking. I just want to end this farce quickly, I said to the beastman. The beastman wanted to stop me, but I didn't want to listen anymore and snatched Fenking from their hands. Fenking had never seen anything like this. Being released one moment and not the next, so she closed her eyes and started wailing. Annoyed by the noise, I raised my hand and slapped her. Then Fenking stopped for a while before starting to wail again, leaving the beast crowd looking at each other in confusion, watching the two of them go. "Do you think Xia Li really took a liking to that male? I don't know, but that male looks so weak, weird taste. Everyone disperse, shut your mouth. Do you want freedom or not?" I threatened fiercely as I walked. This pretty boy in front of me was too loud, causing beastmen along the way to all stare sideways. Even with my thick skin, I couldn't take it, because what this beastman was shouting all meant that he fancied her beauty and wanted to take her by force. So narcissistic. I originally thought of finding a chance to release the beast, but I never expected this beast to give no opportunity at all. "You wicked female, I'm so good looking. You definitely want to take me back to your cave, you brat. Don't touch me, my father was once heroic." My warning not only didn't work, but Fenking cried even louder. Damn it all. My temples were throbbing, my patience completely worn out. So I dragged the beast toward the small forest. "What are you doing? Why are you going to the small forest? Have you finally lost control? Are you going to make a move on me? My purity, yes. Just I'm going to make a move on you. What can you do about it? I'm like a broken pot ready to be smashed. Tide just went along with her words. Shameless female. Sis, what are you doing here? A pleasant female voice came from behind, and even the beast beside me quieted down. I turned around. It was the female lead, Yin Zhao, a beauty. Before I could finish my sentence, a startled cry exploded beside my ear. In an instant, only a pile of vines remained by my side. What kind of trick is this? The female lead's superpower. Beautiful female. I am Fang King. Very pleased to meet you. Do you have a male? May I pursue you? Fang King spoke shyly. Her eyes filled entirely with the pursuit of beauty. Yin Zhao stepped back, closing the distance with me. Sis, she's not right in the head. I rolled my eyes, looking at the beastman introducing herself before me. No wonder it felt so familiar. Fang King this. Is that narcissistic peacock from the book, the one who only likes good-looking beasts, regardless of gender, as long as they're pretty at the same time? She is also the beast in the book that drives the plot as part of the Atmosphere group. A pure tool character, in the original book, she fell in love with the female lead at first sight. Then, fell in love with the male lead at first sight, wanting to snatch both beasts back to her bird's nest. Honestly, this part of the plot was absolutely explosive, but unfortunately, I didn't finish reading it and don't know the ending. Beautiful female. Fang King looked at Yin Zhao, who was hiding by my side, her heart growing cold, wanting to approach but not daring to. Because I'm about to return to the cave, I don't want to get involved. As I prepared to leave, Fang King saw that I was going and was overjoyed, thinking she could be alone with the pretty female, but she's going to be disappointed. Yin Zhao took my hand. I'll take you home, sister. No, Fang King spoke up to stop it. This female is very bad, Piao. Bright female, you should keep your distance from her, in my view. You are the one with ulterior motives, the beast, Yin Zhao. Spoken with resolute determination. Honestly, it must be said, being defended by someone really lifts the mood. I look at Yin Zhao, then at Fang King. Fang King glares back at me, the dislike in her eyes practically overflowing. I really want to find a dark and windy night to pluck out all her feathers. I lower my head to conceal the malice within, pat Yin Zhao's hand, and prepare to return to the cave. Yin Zhao insisted on seeing me off, following along the whole way, which resulted in only Fang King being left alone in the woods. Fang King was quite furious, stomping her feet hard behind us. And finally, thinking of something, headed off in another direction. Over here, Yin Zhao and I arrived at the cave entrance. Yin Zhao didn't come in to sit either. After some back and forth, she left a pile of fruit and went on her way. What a good person. I mentally issue a good person card. I said next time I have something good, I'll repay her kindness. I entered the cave. Too weak to cook, the fish soup from the morning was gone, and the meat couldn't be eaten raw. They're all sickly, no other choice, make do. Can only eat fruit. I hastily swallowed a few mouthfuls, regained some strength, then took out the heart, crushed it, and fed it to the two beasts. The little one is warm. Here. There's no medicine. I used a folk remedy, covering the little one with all the animal skins, layer upon layer, to make the little one sweat and reduce the fever. As for her beast husband, not sure if it's an illusion, but his position seemed to have shifted. Or maybe I'm just being paranoid. I didn't have the energy to test anything further. Ready to lie down again, climbed onto the stone bed, pushed the beast husband aside to squeeze in some space. The beast husband is very heavy. I couldn't push him. Nothing's going right. I was a bit annoyed, staring at the beast husband's greenish face, hesitating whether to kick the beast down before I could figure it out. A pair of pitch black eyes opened, staring unblinkingly at him. When I came to my senses, I happened to meet them. I fiercely stared at the beast husband, looking at him, his narrow eyes wide open, inexplicably foolish, especially with his face mirrored full of herb residue. Ugly. You're awake, I spoke. The beast husband was shocked, pounced back, locking the person underneath him, pressing down, his nose sniffing at her neck hollow. I didn't guard against the beast husband. The sudden move made my whole body stiffen. I don't understand what's happening now, but years of experience tell me I should counterattack immediately, take the initiative myself. I moved slightly, searching for an opportunity. The beast man above didn't seem to notice. After showing off for a while, he changed to rubbing his head vigorously, nuzzling against my neck, causing the fresh, watery plant debris to fall all over me. When a person is speechless, they really do feel like killing a beast. I closed my eyes, gathering my special ability to maintain my state, raised my hand to grab the beast man's hair, pulled back, exerted force, flipped him over and pressed him down, then placed both hands around the beast man's neck. What are you trying to do? The beast man didn't answer, his palm covering my hand, but his eyes met mine directly without any evasion, the atmosphere a bit tense. The beast man just looked at me like that, feeling so Wronged, wronged. I was also amused by this thought, loosening my grip a little. Patting the beast man's face, I'm asking you a question. The beast man opened his mouth. Darling, my love. His voice was small and halting. Darling. Hearing this, my whole being felt off. What is this? After taking care of him for so long, his first request is for a kiss. The beast man looked at me eagerly, not daring to speak, but the grievance in his heart couldn't be stopped. He was very scared. He didn't remember anything. This place was very unfamiliar. The female before him was also unfamiliar. But a familiar scent indicated that the female had formed a bond with him, was trustworthy. Then she should be his female, but the female wouldn't let him call her darling. Wouldn't even allow a term of endearment, so their previous relationship must have been very poor. Dejection overwhelmed his whole body. The beast man was completely downcast, like a dog abandoned by its owner, but I really couldn't bring myself to kiss him. This guy was too green, covered all over in grass debris. I turned my face away, not look at him. How's his body? It hurts. The beast husband's eyes gleam. His female feels sorry for him. Let it hurt. Once the injury heals, it'll be fine. Okay, whatever the female says goes. The beast husband nods. All right. Rest a bit more. I make the beast husband lie down, then have the cub lie in the middle, afraid of awkwardness, of course. He actually wants the beast to sleep on the ground more, but he's injured. Pretending not to see the beast husband's longing gaze, I turn my head to the side and lie down. Something feels off. Why is this beast husband so clingy to that idiot? I had a dream. A huge rock was crushing him, chest unable to breathe. On the verge of death, a strange dream, struggling to open my eyes. The little cub was lying on top of him, the beast husband's big hands tightly embracing both beasts, holding the two beasts in his arms. The beast husband held tight. I moved, trying to break free, didn't succeed, but woke up the two beasts beside me. The little cub's eyes were dazed, rubbing his eyes, a bit confused. The beast husband's eyes were bright, staring at me, calling for a kiss. Kiss my ass. I get up directly. The two beasts see me rise and get up too. Then the beast husband's wound splits. Blood red mixed with green. Together, my temples throb. I settle the beast back down. Stay, don't move. My tone is fierce. The beast husband looks quite happy because his female seems to care about him. Their relationship probably isn't too bad. Then if the female knows he forgot her, she probably wouldn't hate him too much. I don't know. What is he so happy about? I'm racking my brains trying to figure out how to get along. But he doesn't have the original body's memories, so he doesn't know how to deal with it. The most important thing is that he cannot pretend to be the original owner his whole life. He needs a breakthrough. I can figure it out. God, a small hand grasped his finger. Mother, the little kid timidly approached. Reason told him that mother hated him, but mother was really suffering now. Frowning, I was pulled back to my thoughts. Looking at the little kid's fearful yet worried expression about her, I found it amusing and my heart softened as well. I touched the little kid's forehead. It was still a bit warm, but much better already. Lie down a while longer with your father. I pushed the little kid to lie back down, and at the same time instructed the beast husband who had been staring at him. Take good care of him. I'll be back soon. I am very strong. Hunting is allowed. The beastman wanted to come along, but was scared into silence by my icy expression, only able to nodding. I then turned around and went out contentedly. After coming out, I realized that I had slept straight until evening. The sun in the sky has mostly set. The crimson sunset is breathtakingly beautiful. I glanced at it and then looked away. It's beautiful, but hungrier. All three of us are sick and need nutrition. Just eating fruits won't do. We need something hot. After thinking it over, I started frantically gathering firewood and also fetched some water along the way. Right now, I don't know what season it is in the beast world. Cold in the morning and evening, hot during the day. When there's time, he needs to store firewood and food. He's afraid the cold season from the novels might come. That could freeze beasts to death. In the novels, the beast world has 3 seasons: hot season, rainy season, and cold season. Given the current situation, he doesn't know the specifics, but he'll make preparations first. Thinking back, even the female lead in the book, who had a space, almost didn't make it through. As I gathered firewood, I could gradually see other beastmen gathering it too, without a doubt. The knowledge of fire was spreading rapidly, though it has nothing to do with him. I had almost finished picking things up and was preparing to go back when a woman's voice suddenly came from behind. Jia Li. I turned my head, bewitching, unlike Yin Zhao's fresh and ethereal beauty. Every move of the female beast person before me is full of charm, extremely, with looks of a strikingly aggressive nature, making a deep impression at first glance for a beast person. If I ignore the disgust in her eyes, I should still be quite willing to go up and have a chat. I shift my gaze away, intending to leave. This action directly infuriates the beast person behind me. She runs to stand opposite me. Jia, what do you mean? Didn't you see me calling you? Blocking my path. It's me. Do I know you? I'm going back to the cave. Don't block the way. Jia, are you doing this on purpose? On purpose, a little, but she really doesn't. No her. Also, it's really cold outside. The beast hide clothing only covering the essential parts offers no resistance to the cold at all. The wind blows. Blow. I shiver. Don't want to tangle. Pass over the beast. Stride away. Tomorrow's gathering. You'll come, right? Female. The beastman relentlessly grabs me. At that time she will be the most eye-catching. She wants to make Xiali envy her, who told her to steal the beast she liked, but precisely because she stole it, she didn't end up living with the now useless beast together, but the scene of her beloved beast being stolen is still vivid. She wants to reclaim her pride. The gathering. Shake off the female beast's hand. Well, this gathering is a good thing. There will be food trading inside and free food at night, not much, but enough. However, the main purpose of the gathering is the competitive arena among males. The platform may have just gained the favor of a newly adult female beast, forming a partnership. TSK, it can be called a large-scale courtship scene, not unexpectedly. The female lead is there too, not a big problem. Get a meal first, better be so. The female beastman hears the satisfactory answer. Chin held high, which I find baffling, but also thankful for the news delivered. I don't answer anymore. Turn and leave. This time the female beastman doesn't stop me. Seems this female beastman just wants her to attend the gathering. Not sure what trap there is. It's a hostile relationship. I just returned to the cave. And two pairs of eyes shoot over. The little cub couldn't sit still even more, sliding off the bed, running to my side. Its big watery eyes gazing at her, wanting to help. Help but not knowing how, can only stand helplessly behind me, hands hidden behind back fidgeting. Want to help, the little one even. He nodded continuously. All right, working together makes it easier to understand the situation. I agreed with the little one's idea. It's rare for the little one to be so lively all over, which led to the beast husband sitting alone on the cold bench, his eyes full of resentment like a resentful wife. I ignored him, started the fire, set up the pot, added water, and was about to tell the little one to bring the food over. I opened my mouth, but suddenly realized I didn't even know the names of the two beasts. Awkward. And the little one was looking at me expectantly, waiting for instructions. I stayed silent for half a second, then waved the little one over. The little one was a bit scared, walking slowly, even though I'm different now. The shadow that should be there for the little one still exists, even though it likes its mother. It's still afraid. No. Rush. I waited quietly, waiting for it to come before me. Mother, I can do things for you. The little one buried its head, revealing its huge beast ears on top. My eyes lit up, and I reached out to rub them. Good. Just in time. Mother has something to ask you. First, lift your head. I withdrew my hand, and the moment I did, the little one felt a bit disappointed. This was the first time Mother had gently patted its head. Before, she would only show disgust. It didn't stay disappointed long before I directly cupped the little one's face and looked into its eyes. From now on, don't lower your head when talking to others. If you keep lowering your head at such a young age, what if you hunch over in the future? I slapped the little one's back straight with one hand. Stand up straight from now on, understood? The little one's voice was soft, but its back straightened because of my words. Good, very good. I praised it with satisfaction. The child is indeed very obedient, not just in personality. Good, looks good too, just too thin. The little one received the praise, feeling warm inside. Mother asks you, are you? Answer properly. Good. Do you know Ada's name? I'll get straight to the point. Yes, what is it? Wu Lang Zheng. The little brat didn't know why his mother asked this, but since she asked, he answered. Lang Zheng, I whispered. Murmuring, I looked up just in time to see the beast husband, who was shyly gazing at him. What about the little one? The little one briefly fell silent. It seemed he had no name, yet it also seemed he did. I wasn't sure. The little one unconsciously lowered his head. Little bastard. What? I thought my ears were playing tricks on me. The voice grew much louder, causing the little one beside me to tremble all over. Was it wrong? The little one didn't know. His mother liked to call him that. Paying for the disaster, the words from the little one's mouth left me speechless. How touching. So the little one doesn't even have a proper name. The original owner didn't give him a name. What was his father doing? I shot a sharp look at Lang Zheng. Lang Zheng looked a bit confused. His wife seemed to be scolding him. He, so aggrieved, so miserable. Lang Zheng instantly lowered his head, immersed in his own little emotions. I don't know. His attention was entirely on the little one. This isn't a name. Then I don't have a name. The little one hung his head, muttering in a muffled voice, Mother will give you one. I lifted the little one's head. He stared blankly, seeming unable to understand that Mother was going to give him a name. Why, he hated her the most. The little one didn't answer. but his eyes kept fixed on me, which made me laugh, expectant yet afraid to agree. What should we call him? Thinking of a name was a bit difficult. He wanted the little one to take his surname, Zhang, but it also felt wrong. After thinking for a long time, it still had to be Zhang. Just call him Zhang Bao. I made the final decision. Zhang Bao, he is my treasure. He saved him, the little one's life. Now this child is her Zhang family's child. I think this name is excellent, full of smiles. Little Bao, do you like it? Like, the little one didn't know why the name was like this, but mother liked it, so he liked it too. From now on, he is Zhang Bao. After naming, there was another round of busy work, and the three of them finally ate some hot meat soup. The soup only had a bit of coarse salt added. The taste is beyond comment. But the three beasts ate very happily at this moment. It really seemed like a family of three. I rarely felt a sense of belonging to this world. To be honest, everything felt like a dream. After eating, it was almost completely dark. Only the fire at the cave entrance flickering with light. I put all the remaining firewood, stuff it in. The fire blazes up within controllable range. There's not much entertainment at night. Digest, I take. Zhang Bao was getting ready to sleep. Just as he got into bed, Lang Zheng shamelessly moved closer, trying to hold both beasts in his arms. The response was a kick, sending Lang Zheng curling up in a corner, crying and shedding tears, leaving me utterly baffled. Not to mention, originally, the Lord hasn't been very kind to any of them, so why is this beast of a man desperately pushing his way toward her? Something's off, and he keeps shouting loudly in her face. Wearing it feels so intimate. This beast of a husband is a bit perverted. I must definitely get rid of him once I have the strength. I secretly made up my mind. Fine, pay no attention to Lang Zheng at all. If Lang Zheng knew what was on my mind, he would definitely cry out a few times about being wronged. He just had too little sense of security and urgently wanted to seek comfort. After all, upon opening his eyes, he remembered nothing, only knowing that the female before him was emitting his scent all over. Clearly she was his female. As night fell, the entire cave was quiet, with only the occasional crackling of firewood burning. I was very tired and fell asleep soon after. But the father and son couldn't sleep, staring at me in the same manner. The night was long, and I woke up feeling very comfortable. My spirit and appearance were both radiant. I don't know when the father and son woke up, but when I looked, there were two before my eyes. The fruit held by the father and son caught the eye. It was all very fresh, undoubtedly just picked. Bright red fruit, glistening with dew, very nice, thoughtful. However, two beasts covered in grass clippings and mud, and one with a wound, both bleeding. What kind of situation is this? Both are quite thoughtful. I take the fruit, bite into it, sweet, but I need to think of a way to fix the two beasts' appearance and grooming. Need to go to the river to boil water. The problem is Lang Zheng has a wound. Walking long distances isn't good. Transporting too much water is a big project. I'm troubled. The two beasts don't know what's happening. Seeing my furrowed brows, they get anxious, especially Lang Zheng as the female's beast husband. He hasn't caught prey for the female, and now he can't even make the female happy. As a male, he is undoubtedly a failure. Lang Zheng suddenly stands up. He's going hunting. What are you doing? I'm shocked. He's like, how to get the two beasts clean in the blink of an eye. A gust of wind passes and his beast husband runs to the cave entrance. What is this? Shows he's overthinking. The guy can run and jump. I want to hunt. You're not happy, Lang Zheng says. What does this have to do with hunting? My head is spinning. I quickly grab Lang Zheng. Before, Lang Zheng was always lying down, now standing. I find he's a full head taller than me, and very sturdy, although covered in medicine, all green, but his figure is really good. Broad shoulders, narrow waist. All the necessary muscles are there. Didn't notice before. Now looking, he's somewhat attractive. Just the head. The hair is clumped together in tufts. Most of the medicinal residue is still smeared on the face. And there's also some unkempt growth on the chin. The beard that came out, I don't know the specific appearance, but this figure can't help but arouse my interest in finding out more. Your injury isn't healed yet. The recovery ability of male beastmen is very strong. I can manage, Lang Zheng vowed confidently. Sure, yes, I saw the beast. S expression was firm. Very good, he said it himself. Don't blame him for disregarding the injured. All right, together, I stood up and pulled Zhang Bao's little hand. No, it's very dangerous. Who said anything about going hunting? We're going to the river. You're coming too. It proves that Lang Zheng wasn't lying. His condition really was very good. He didn't even need my help to support him. We arrived all the way at the riverbank. Naturally, I wouldn't let the two beasts take a cold bath. I built a fire, prepared to heat water. Then I suddenly remembered. He seems to have nothing to fetch water for boiling. To be precise, he really doesn't. The stone pot at home could work, but it's too heavy and wasn't brought along. Even if it had been brought, it couldn't hold much. and there'd be no place to put it after boiling. The silence was deafening. He was only focused on his fervent enthusiasm. The three beasts stared at each other wide-eyed. The atmosphere eerily deadlocked, waiting for me to speak. There was no other way. The arrow was already on the bowstring, so I could only casually wipe a couple of times with water. Fortunately, he had brought animal hides. I took out the hide, split it in two with a bone knife, and threw one piece to Lang Zheng. I'll take care of Xiaobao. You clean yourself up. As I spoke, I took Zhongbao's hand, then added, you're injured. You shouldn't come into too much contact with water. Just wipe yourself with it. No splashing into the water. Before I could finish, Lang Zheng had already plunged into the water. Ever since I gave the hide to Lang Zheng, his mind had been wandering, thinking it was because he hadn't cleaned himself up properly, making the female disgusted. Now, with the instruction given, Lang Zheng immediately entered the water without the slightest hesitation. Just as I was about to say not to enter the water, watching Lang Zheng happily splashing around in the water, I rubbed my temples, grinding my teeth until they creaked. Just die, let them all die. Whatever bond backlash, I really don't want to deal with it at all. I took a deep breath, truly unable to bear it any longer. Lang Zheng, who was in the water, heard the female calling the beast's name, looked back, and just then met my gaze. For eyes met. Lang Zheng, she's calling him. Lang Zheng, the whole beast, became happy, baring his big teeth, grinning cheerfully. Kiss my ass, I really can't bear to look. Don't you know the principle of not touching water with a wand, and you're still laughing? Feeling a bit hopeless. But it's no use, whatever, life or death, leave it to fate. I turned my head, not wanting to see Lang Zheng anymore, and led Zhongbao to the other side. In the water, Lang Zheng watched the female leave. Feeling inexplicably guilty, he seemed to have angered the female. Why? Unaware of the situation, Lang Zheng hung his head. No. He had to wash up quickly, go over smelling nice and fragrant, and beg the female for forgiveness. Lang Zheng made up his mind, feeling much lighter as a whole beast, his movements speeding up. On the other side, I was helping to wipe the dirt off Zhongbao's body with water. Only when I actually started did I discover that Zhongbao was truly a beast, skin and bones, with wounds everywhere, both old and new. This unconsciously made my movements much gentler. Zhongbao was very happy with my actions. His mother used to take care of him, but he couldn't control his own body. Every touch from me brought a physical tremor to Zhongbao, and it gently tapped at his heart. He didn't know what this feeling was, but he didn't want mother to think he was afraid of him. Zhongbao tried hard to overcome his fear. Gazing intently at me, I felt strange under his stare. Why are you staring at mother? Mother is very beautiful. Zhongbao paused, then added, I really like mother. A sudden strike to the heart. Zhongbao's words were very sincere, directly attacking my heart. Thank you, mother likes Xiaobao too, I replied. The corners of my mouth never came down. Speed for the beast. After tidying up, Zhongbao has also become a clean and pretty little cub. With a bit more care and some extra meat, he'll be even prettier. I patted Zhongbao's head, turned the beast around, and quickly tidied myself up. Almost done. Time to go find his beast husband. I took Zhongbao's hand, ready to look for the beast. A dark shadow came flying toward me. Enemy attack. I pushed Zhongbao away, assumed a defensive stance, grabbed the shadow's arm, quickly turned around, forcefully pressed my shoulder against it, shifted my weight forward, and threw it. Crack. The shadow fell to the ground with a crisp sound. I followed up with a kick, stomping hard on the shadow's chest. I looked down at the beast before me. It looked somewhat familiar. The beast underfoot had a rugged appearance, with well-defined, deep-set features. Its black hair was damp and slightly curly, disheveled, with occasional water droplets falling, sliding down its full chest. Its skin was still that bronze color, on the darker side, giving the beast a strong wildness, a sense of being untamable. Damn handsome. Completely my type. I remained expressionless, swallowed my saliva, and glared coldly. Who are you? The beast under King King's foot spoke, completely ruining the aesthetic. My face turned a mix of green and purple. This familiar scent. This was his beast husband. Damn. I couldn't believe it. I looked the beast up and down again. Lang Zheng didn't dare disturb. Looking pitiful, he had come to seek forgiveness from the female, making himself smell nice and soft. Hoping for a hug and to win her sympathy, he was too excited. As soon as he saw the female, he pounced. It seemed the female disliked him even more, throwing him down without recognizing him. Is it because he is too ugly? That's right, he is very dark. Lang Zheng falls into self-abasement. His pitch-black eyes cast downward, a wave of low spirited emotion invisibly sweeps over, making me feel like a heartless man just watching. Ginger was injured all over, yet said he didn't know the beast. Lang Zheng, I speak, retract my foot, and extend my hand. Get up. Lang Zheng looks at the female's extended hand. His eyes flicker repeatedly, then he grasps my hand. The female feels sorry for him. Happy Lang Zheng becomes cheerful again. Quite easy to appease. The beastmen of the beast world are really simple, I feel somewhat. Since everything is settled now, I and the beasts do not linger any longer, gather a few large leaves, fill them with water, and head back to the cave entrance. On the way back, I encounter several groups of beast men, all attending the gathering, holding food ready to exchange for things. I am poor, have nothing to trade, so he plans to go in the afternoon. The morning is for trading, the afternoon is the main event. He plans to go for dinner, and by the way, gather information. His information all comes from the novel, not comprehensive enough. Back at the cave, I build a fire under the two beasts' admiring gazes, start making soup. There's nothing else he can do. By the way, I pull Lang Zheng to the fireside. His hair is still wet, it's morning now, a bit cold, and most importantly, his wounds after all this handling are already in a terrible state. No choice, I first channel my special ability into Lang Zheng's body. Lang Zheng only feels warm all over, and the way he looks at me becomes even more idiotic. Well, that's what I think. After settling Zhongbao, I find it dry. Just the animal skin arriving by Lang Zheng's side, gently wiping bit by bit. It's Lang Zheng's hair. Why not let Lang Zheng do it himself? Already dry, too foolish. I got close. Lang Zheng was at a loss, his body stiff. Facing my sudden closeness, he could even feel the unique warmth from my fingertips transmitted through his hair. Your face is so red, I wiped halfway. Noticing Lang Zheng's face was flushed, could he have a fever? He just knew something would go wrong. My hand landed on Lang Zheng's forehead. It was indeed a bit hot. You sit here and warm up, go lie down only after your hair is dry. Understand? I instructed. The beastman before me seemed a bit dazed overall. It's over. He's really become foolish. What a waste of a good appearance. The truth is, there was only one thing in Lang Zheng's mind, his female. So gentle, wait until the soup is ready. It's been quite a while again. Today's soup had some wild greens in it, a vibrant green, adding color to the whole soup. So it wasn't both unappealing and unpalatable. I ladled a bowl and handed it first to Lang Zheng. His hair had almost dried along with the soup, but his condition was getting worse. Lang Zheng took the bowl and raised it to his mouth. Be careful, it's hot. I was quite startled and quickly stopped Lang Zheng, but he just blinked his eyes, not understanding. It just came off the stove, very hot. Blow on it, I explained. Lang Zheng nodded, holding the wooden bowl, his gaze focused. Blowing on it to cool it from time to time, so silly. Does a cold lower intelligence? I don't know, but he started worrying about the future. Finally, I glanced at Lang Zheng, seeing nothing unusual, and waved to Zhongbao, signaling him to sit beside him. There were only 2 wooden bowls at home. Picking up the last one, I ladled some soup, blew on it, tested the temperature, and feeling it was about right, I handed the bowl to Zhongbao. This action was seen perfectly clearly by Lang Zheng. Emotions swirled in his dark eyes, a thick sense of accusation, but he didn't speak, just kept his eyes fixed intently. What are you looking at? Lang Zheng's gaze was burning, hard to ignore. I really had no choice, looked up, and wow, why does this kid look so wronged? Nothing. Lang Zheng lowered his head to drink the soup. He felt wronged, but he wouldn't say it. He would be good, and then the female would like him. I didn't quite understand, but since the beast said nothing was wrong, I didn't say anything more either. By the time the 3 of us finished eating, it was already afternoon. I put away, pick up and tidy up, then coax the 2 beasts onto the stone bed. I plan to go out and see the world. Just as I turn around, Lang Zheng grabs me. My hand. When will you come back? At night. Lang Zheng got the answer, reluctant to let go. You take good care of the kid, I ordered, thought for a moment and added, and myself. Having said that, he did not linger and left. Lang Zheng's gaze was tolerant. It's easy to understand, and his appearance looks pitiful everywhere, especially his looks, which are exactly the type he likes. This made him a little soft-hearted. I left as if flying. This beastman is always seductive. He must put a stop to it, not now. It's time to talk about love. Inside the cave entrance, Lang Zheng is still lingering on my last sentence, a happy little tale. Raise up again. Out of the cave, I looked around. He only knew about the gathering news, but didn't know where the gathering was. Here, it's over. I have no face, no choice, just wander around. Might as well get familiar with the tribe. Having made up my mind, I step. Open your stride, set off in any direction. I don't know how big the tribe is, but the vitality of this beast world is truly something vast. The inner extraordinary abilities are exceedingly active, even when not in operation. They continue to grow subtly, unconsciously. The further he went, the more remote it became, and the plants around grew, even more lush. Then he got lost. I silently looked ahead. I should have known. He just shouldn't have walked as he pleased. Blame him, unconsciously. Heading towards the energy-rich place, not paying attention straight. The surroundings are completely enveloped by trees. I plan to find a taller tree to climb up and get a sense of direction. My gaze scans, searching for a suitable ancient tree. Rustle, suddenly, a commotion came from ahead. Out of caution, I found an ancient tree to hide my body shape. Not long after, a beast came walking. It had wounds on its body, a very strong smell of blood. I only vaguely saw its profile. It seemed like Bai Qi, but he wasn't sure, and just as he wanted to take a closer look, the beast turned its head and spotted him. Jia Li. It's Bai Qi. I take a step back. Why are you on the periphery? No. Now is not the time to dwell on this. Quick. Run. Suddenly remembering something, Bai Qi ran to my side, picked me up and started running. What's going on? I was inexplicably carried away. Running wildly together, my mind is full of question marks. Aowu. The loud cry pierces straight through my skull. Behind them, a wild boar the size of a small sedan, snorting and charging forward. Its eyes flashing with a fierce red light, its snout slightly agape. Drool dripped down the disgusting fangs. Goodness, what did you provoke? I widened my eyes. The food. It can be fought, but at a loss. Shut up. Bai Qi panted heavily, shouting sharply. Its stamina was a bit hard to maintain. Well, originally I planned to look for some pretty flowers around the outskirts of the tribe to give to myself at the gathering. The female I fancy, but never expected to run into a grunting beast. This one would take 3 or 4 beastmen together to bring down the prey. Truly the epitome of misfortune. Now, encountering Jia Li on the road again. Plus the burden if it weren't because the male must protect the female, he just won't save her. Then, you run quickly. It's about to catch up. I'm being carried. No. Using force, it's actually leisurely. Just the bumpiness is uncomfortable. Shut up. Whitey accelerates compared to what is about to be pursued. The boar that came up is still not enough to watch. It's going to bite me, I shouted, looking at the pig's snout so close. White? The strange beast flung me forcefully to the side, and with a roll, I tumbled sideways to lean against something. I was thrown off guard, using the momentum to roll away. Last few circles, then it landed safely. Over here, the wild boar was grinding its legs. Its snort spewing hot air, ready to attack. OWW straight-line sprint. But why is it? My expression is grave, step-by-step retreating. My back hits a tree, fight to the death. Fortunately, he carried a bone knife with him. I gripped the bone knife tightly, dodging to the left the moment the wild boar charged. Bai Qi, taking the chance, his hand transformed into a beast's claw, striking at the wild boar's neck. In one swipe, grip roar the tearing of flesh and the wild boar's roar sounded simultaneously. It was issued at that moment. The wild boar let out a low grunt, its fierce white fangs biting down on Bai Qi's arm. Escape. Bai Qi endured the pain, his other hand once again turned into beast claws, entangled with the wild boar. Still remember to find time to call the beast to run. Escape. Run my ass. Now the wild boar is injured. I have my temper too, secretly activating my supernatural ability. I frantically draw an energy, and the surrounding plants gradually turn yellow and withered. A chaotic energy filled my body, uncomfortable but enough. I held the bone knife and aimed straight for the wild boar's neck. One poke, blood splattered all over. The wild boar wasn't dead, its hide still full of strength. All its hatred fell upon me, charging towards him. Lol, a wild boar, would it be scared? My body is covered with supernatural abilities, which not only make its vitality higher than ordinary people, its strength and all foundational aspects have multiplied exponentially. Lightly dodging. With a flicker of movement, another strike follows. Nearby, Bai Qi watches. Stunned, this is that lazy female. Come, help, I shouted at Bai Qi. Bai Qi immediately. Realizing immediately, a claw followed closely behind, helping to share a lot of the pressure. Very good, I grabbed Ino's nose hair, flipped over on top of it, and without hesitation swung the knife. The howling sound was loud and clear. The wild boar tried to stand up and throw the beast off, but I will never let this succeed. Clenching my teeth with all my might, the knife blade plunges into the wild boar's body, with Whiteout assisting in holding it down nearby. The wild boar began to fear, trying to escape, but it was too late. The bone knife was thrust heavily into the boar's neck, the ground a mess of blood red. Its breathing weakens. Thud, a heavy object hits the ground. The scales of victory are mine. I am from the wild boar. Getting up from the body, swaying unsteadily, a metallic sweetness in the mouth. The backlash has arrived, excruciating pain in all internal organs. My entire face twisted. Are you okay? Bai Qi approached with his injury, his eyes probing. How is it so powerful? Huh, what's up? How do we split this prey? I look at the food on the ground, and this makes me very happy. Even my wounds feel lighter. Little, this has to be handed over to the priest. In vain, I fell silent, however. You contributed greatly to the hunt, probably. can get a lot. Whitey noticed my low spirits and promptly added, "Oh," I nodded, "better than nothing." "Then who will drag it away? He doesn't have the strength. I'll do it. Bye." Key's hands transformed into beast claws once more and he dragged the prey forward, following behind, watching Whitey's beast claws, full of curiosity. Never thought beastmen fought and carried things like this. West, it's truly amazing, all the way following Bai Chi under the spotlight. We arrived at the priest's cave entrance and only then did I realize the gathering was being held. This is the place. He deserves to suffer all this. The orcs are all dressed up nicely and cleanly, while he is covered in crimson blood from head to toe. The red of me forms a sharp contrast. This leads to me being disliked and loathed by all the beasts as soon as I appear. She is not Jia. Leaving, how come with Bai Chi? She's so dirty. Why is she following Bai Chi? Bai Chi is amazing. A person captured an adult Grundy beast. Yeah, I wonder who he'll choose as the female. Is it Jia Li? Want to choose Bai Chi as the second beast husband? How does he have the face for that? Think of Lang Zheng, he was once the tribe's #1. The warrior, however, because of this lazy, gluttonous beast before him, had sustained a severe injury to his left leg that was already beyond repair. He's ruined a male, the surrounding beastmen whispered, and as the subject of the discussion, I heard every word clearly. Clean, it wasn't that his hearing was good, it's that these beastmen truly had loud voices. What surprised me most was that Lang Zheng once. He is the first beast of the tribe, and also because his original master's leg was destroyed. No wonder Lang Zheng walks with a limp, he always thought. It's a new injury, but it turns out to be an old one, and it still hasn't healed. This is undoubtedly a heavy blow to me, but why doesn't Lang Zheng hate Yuan? Lord, is it that the male beast must be good to the female? I don't understand. Silently following wide-awed to the old priest. In front, the old priest, unusually not pounding herbs, sat leisurely, watching Bai Chi drag his prey over, his murky eyes carrying a smile, several wrinkles appearing at the corners. HMPH. The little white boy is not bad, should have a lot if nothing unexpected happens. Females will choose you, but hunting alone is dangerous. Baki embarrassedly scratches his head. Priest. Hunting the grunting beast was mainly done by Jia Li. The old priest's gaze shifted to me. It's all blood. The face is pale and weak due to backlash. Being able to stand here is still thanks to the allure of food. You all. He catches the prey. The old priest questions. Jia Li has always been the laziest existence in the tribe. Still, that female, it's hard not to make her suspect that some agreement had been reached between them. Yes, I answered affirmatively. She put in so much effort, yet she was still backlashed. If there's no food to share, she's afraid she won't be able to resist taking revenge on society. End of story. There was an uproar all around, utterly unbelievable. How could it be? Jia Li is so weak. Could Bai Chi really be planning to? Jia Li's beast husband still spoke up for Jia Li. What about Yan Hong? The old priest confirmed with Bai Chi again. I hung my head, rolling my eyes inwardly. Where is the basic trust between beasts? Is it necessary to confirm over and over again? Fortunately, Bai Chi doesn't. Shame on the male lead with upright values, firmly responded. The old priest didn't say anything more. This matter is undoubtedly settled without any surprises. I hide my joy deep in my heart, waiting only for the old priest to announce the division of the meat. The old priest, living up to expectations, is also about to speak. Suddenly a clear female voice came from afar. Wait, Bai Chi brother. Are you being fooled by the shameless? Beast threatened. A pretty female beast hurried over, her enchanting face full of worry. Screw her. It was the female beast who told her about the gathering yesterday. I'm so angry. It's time to distribute the food, and she's still thinking about steaming or fire roasting. Can't come later. It's Yan Hong. Not sure which orc spoke. The surroundings are restless, quite intense. So she's the female supporting character, but why stop her from distributing the meat? She shouldn't go against the female lead, Yin. Where is Zhao gone? My eyes are filled with melancholy. Nowhere. Yan Hong arrived suddenly. Bai Chi didn't notice, held hands by the beast. From afar, they look like a family. How could that be? A beast as shameless as him is capable of anything. Come, brother Bai Chi, just speak your mind with so many beastmen here to back you up. Yan Hong spoke with genuine sincerity. Sincere, the eyes ripple like so. This is indeed the effort of Jia Li. Bai Chi calmly withdraws his hand, facing forward. Answer, how is that possible? Did Jia Li threaten Bai Chi? Jej, seeing that Bai Chi did not refute, Yan Hong turned around. Pointing straight at me, she has already snatched Lang Zheng away. And now she's coming for Bai Chi again. How can Jia Li be like this? Facing Yan Hong's accusation, I rolled my eyes at her. We're already dividing the meat. Why stir up trouble? I didn't threaten him, You did put in effort. Yan Hong doesn't believe it, pressing closer step by step. How can you be so shameless? How could you, a female, possibly, can beat the grunting beast? Because I am not ordinary, I have nothing to lose, you. You are being unreasonable, then I will be unreasonable. Making a scene, I don't care, she wants the meat. How could you do this, Yan Hong? Emotionally agitated, reached out to grab the beast. You've come at a perfect time. I took advantage of the momentum and fell, asterisk plop asterisk. Blood gushing from my mouth, my face turning even paler, as white as snow. Jia Li, bye. Walked to my side, attempting to help me up. No need, I refused, got up on my own. Tears welling in my eyes, this prey is mine. I've exerted my strength with this body covered in blood and wounds. Even if females are considered delicate, it doesn't mean I am incapable. Staring straight at Yan Hong, the unconsciously overflowing killing intent forces the beast to take a step back. You, me. Yan Hong lightly bites her red lips, unknowingly. At a loss, sis is mighty. Yin Zhaoer squeezed out from the herd to my side. She hadn't expected that just coming out to look around would actually. There's gossip to be had. Can we split the prey now? I speak up. Damn it, hurry up and finish dividing it so we can leave. I'm about to vomit blood at the scene. Vividly clear before the eyes, no beast refuted, and the old priest naturally had no objection, instructing the beasts to bring out the bone knife. Dividing the meat. The division was quick. I got a pig thigh, some assorted pieces of meat, and some offal. Altogether, I don't know how many caddies it is, but if I had to move it by myself, I couldn't do it, looking at the abundant food. I finally showed a smile, regaining some color in my face. Yan Hong was still unconvinced, but he didn't say anything more. I nodded. Put on the meat, give some to Yin Zhao. Sister, what are you doing? Yin Zhaoer was a bit overwhelmed by the unexpected favor. She came over to see what was happening. Yes, I didn't expect there to be meat. Sister is happy. I patted Yin Zhao. She won't interfere from now on. She's going home to eat barbecue. Meat. Is there any beast willing to help move the meat? I'll share a piece with her. No beast stepped forward. Each one dared not help Jia. They don't dare to gamble with their reputation, which makes her very awkward, sis. Maybe I can help you. Yin Zhao spoke. Me too. Come on. Bai Chi followed closely behind. The female he liked was walking along, so naturally he went together. The main character helped transport the meat. What will happen to this drama? I don't know, hesitating whether to agree or not. My gaze swept around. The beastman won. That's about very good. It seems he knows what to do. Then thank you all. I will give meat to you. I made a promise, carrying the meat and the two beasts. I walked towards the cave. Thank you. Arriving at the cave entrance, I expressed my thanks, waved goodbye. Farewell. Yin Zhaoer has Bai Chi to escort her with a wave of the hand. The two should have about enough time to nurture their feelings. I am satisfied. Turn around, dragging the meat into the cave. Two beasts were sitting face to face, and upon seeing the beast, they immediately stood up, then leaned against. Stop a few steps away. Both beasts' eyes were wide open, especially Lang Zheng's. His emotions, particularly complex confusion, heart, pain, inferiority, and all sorts of emotions were jumbled together. I wanted to speak, but my calf tightened as Zhang Bao came running over to hug me. Stay, without speaking, just holding on. I could even feel him trembling. What's wrong? You're hurt. And there is the scent of other males. Lang Zheng opened his mouth, but did not speak the second half of the sentence. Originally, females could have many beast husband. His current state is hunting. The female would probably be raised to death by him, let alone protected by him, luckily. Suddenly, I remembered the bloodstains on me. Would they scare Zhang Bao? But now the sky is gradually darkening and the color of blood, dried up and hidden on the animal hide clothing. It should be hard to notice. The ones on the skin were all casually wiped off with wild grass. To be honest, words, I have no confidence in my heart. Lang Zheng could tell at a glance that she was injured. I hope the little brat wasn't scared. Xiao Bao, take him away. I ordered Lang Zheng. Lang Zheng did not follow my words. Silently approaching. What are you doing? I don't know why, but I felt a little guilty watching Lang Zheng approach. You're hurt. Lang Zheng opened his mouth and said. Not a single word was spoken. Originally, females could have many beast husbands. In his current state of hunting the female, he would probably end up killing her, let alone protecting her. Luckily, I suddenly remembered the bloodstains on myself, wouldn't they? It might scare Zhang Bao, but now the sky is gradually darkening and the dried blood is hidden on the animal's skin clothing, so it shouldn't be easily noticed. Awake, the ones on the skin were all casually wiped with weeds. To be honest, I'm not confident. Lang Zheng could tell at a glance. Ouch, she got injured. The little brat really wouldn't be scared, would he?